name is David Jones, and this is Aqua Brew. I'm the head brewer here. I've been the brewer here for about 7 months now. Previously, I brewed in California at a couple of breweries, and I'm a certified beer judge. So brewing beer is literally the art of taking grain and a few other vegetative products and turning them into a drinkable liquid that we all know and love. The first step is growing the grain. They do that in other places. We do a little bit of it here in Texas, but not in a substantial fashion. So they're going to take the grain, usually barley, grow it up till it's nice and ready, and then harvest it. From there, they're going to send it to what's called a malting house, where they're going to take the grain and trick it into thinking that it's going to reproduce and make a new barley plant. And from there, they halt it just before it's about to sprout into a new plant. Then they're going to toast the malt, the now malted grains, to get them to specific toasting levels, depending on how dark or how light you want the grain, what flavors you're trying to bring out. From there, they're actually going to crush the grain, and that's where I come in. That's where we start making actual beer here in San Marcos. We load the grain into there, and then it's going to go up these tubes all the way up and be deposited up here in our grist case. That's this big conical thing on top of everything. So the grain's going to set up there for a very limited amount of time, not very long before it's time to actually do what we call mashing in or start the brew process. So this big vessel right here is called a mash tun lauter tun. And in here is where we're actually going to take all the starches that are inside those grains inherently, and we're going to start letting the enzymes that are inherent in the grain work to transfer the starches into sugars. Sugar is very important to us in the brewing world. That's what's going to give us alcohol later on. So without sugar, we got no beer. So we're going to put it in here, and we're going to let those enzymes activate, alpha amylase and beta amylase, depending on the temperature, how much mouthfeel, body, sweetness, all the kind of stuff we're looking at, depending on the type of beer we're making. So once it's done what we call a saccharification in here, the conversion is done from starch to sugar, then we're going to transfer this over to our next vessel, which is a short one right over here. That's called my boil kettle. And in this case, the boil kettle is just like any kettle or boiling pot you may have on your stove at home. It's literally just to boil it. When we boil that sweet water we take out of this mash tun lauter tun, it does a couple of things. First off, it sterilizes and sanitizes everything. We want to make sure we kill off any residual enzymes, anything like that. We really want to get that purified completely, because the only bacteria we want in our beer is the yeast that we introduce, because it's going to lend specific flavor profiles to our beer. So once we've boiled in here, once we start our boiling there, then we can add things like hops or any other sugars we need to add, things like that for the flavor and style of beer we're making. Now hops can lead for aroma, flavor, and bitterness. They also act as a preserving agent for our beer. So every beer you taste modernly, in modern times, is going to have hops in it as a preservative and usually as a bittering agent. Not to make it super bitter, but just to balance out the sweetness. Otherwise the beer would be cloyingly sweet. It would just be almost sickeningly sweet. So after we're done with our boil here, we're going to actually transfer it through this big heating element down in here. It looks a bit like a radiator in a car or something. And what that's going to do is have cold water going through one direction and the hot wort coming out of the boiling kettle down through the other direction, and transfer it, take all that heat out of there and drop it down to a temperature that's not going to kill off our yeast. So from there, once we're done with that, then we're going to transfer it back to the fermenters. Back here, this is our fermentation vessel. This is where beer is actually made. The brew house produces what's called wort. It's pronounced wort, W-E-R-T, but it's spelled wort, W-O-R-T. So we transfer it back here into these giant vessels here, and then we introduce our yeast. With the yeast at a specific temperature, it's going to produce the flavors we want in the beer, and it's also going to turn all that sugar into alcohol. Yeast eats sugar, produces CO2 and alcohol. So when it produces CO2, we don't really care about the CO2. If you look in here, you see a bubbling in the water here. These are just buckets for catching any extra overflow, or for ensuring that the temperature change doesn't cause the water to be sucked up in, or air to be sucked up into the beer. What that is, that's CO2 being released strictly from the yeast eating the sugar. We want to keep the alcohol and get rid of the CO2. Each one of these is a different type of beer right now. So I can ferment up to 4 styles of beer at the moment, and these large ones are meant for up to double batches. So I can go up to 30 barrels in these, which would be 900 plus gallons of beer, almost 1,000 gallons of beer at a time. These are our serving tanks, and each one of these is a different style of beer, and they're hooked up directly into the system. These lines that run underground and right up to our taps. come right out of these tanks, right to your glass in the tap. Our most popular beer, sort of a toss-up right now between our blonde, our San Marcos blonde, which is a little bit of a play on a Kolsch style, from Cologne, Germany. And the other one that's super popular right now is the Mosaic IPA, which is made with Mosaic hops, has a nice caramel malt to it, and a beautiful white summer fruit hoppiness to it. What makes Aqua Brew different from the other breweries in the area is, I guess, variety. A lot of breweries get stuck with a couple of styles where I have to have different variety. Every time I brew a beer, I'm thinking of what's next, what's new. How can I bring in beer styles from all over the world that people in Central Texas may have never had before, or may not have had a great example of before? So we really want to broaden people's knowledge and expand. Definitely make all of our beer with love. My favorite part about working here is talking to people about beer. I'm a certified beer judge, so I like to share that knowledge and educate people about beer, about how it's made, about things to enjoy about it, how to get the most out of their beer experience. I got started brewing by being dissatisfied with a lot of the commercial beers out there, and so I started brewing at home. I started as a home brewer about 15 years ago, and that led to better new creations, and I started competing as a brewer. Then I got certified as a beer judge, and then I eventually ended up going pro. If you have a passion for something, you'll find a way to make it happen.